You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Desperate Housewives After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Desperate Housewives After Show.
Hello, everybody. Second to last week of Desperate Housewives. How you doing? I'm Derrick Shore. It is Season 8, the final season. We are at Episode 21. Next week is a double feature. 2-hour season finale. And, you know, here at AFTERBUZZ, it's another after show for Desperate Housewives. Our great partner, Bing.com. You know, Bing is for doing, and we're here doing what we love to do best. Isn't that right? Roxy, Foxy, Roxy, Striar.
That is very right. Bing is for doing.
And Kaori, Takee.
Hello again.
And, of course, the lovely Marissa in the booth. How you doing, Marissa?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Listen. I'm going to be a bit all over the map tonight. I think all of us are, because there were so many moments in tonight's episode that were just, like, oh my gosh moments. And you know what? I think we should start with, okay, Lynette and Tom, this has been foreshadowed for a long time. It looks like they may be getting back together. The stars are finally aligning. We see Tom so vulnerable with Jaime, and they leave. And then all of a sudden, when he gets to their house, he looks through the window and sees another man undressing his estranged wife. And it's Lee, her gay friend.
I'm freaking out, honestly. You can't do this to me. I feel like I've been put through the ringer, and you tear them apart, and I have to sit and wait through it, and then you put them back together. Maybe we see the stars are aligning like you're saying, and then all of a sudden she's with her gay BFF and she's going to be penalized for that. I don't think so. Not under my watch.
By the way, I've got to say, I've got a lot of close friends, both male and female. I do not take off my girlfriend's dresses for them.
I thought all gay best friends did that, no?
No, we certainly do not. Are you kidding me? Kaori, do you have any gay best friends
Of
undressing
course.
you?
No, they're still men, you know?
But they're not taking off your clothes,
No.
right? Thank you. So here's another example of how in the land of television, timing is either perfect or it's horrible. I love how for Bree in court, timing is perfect when Gabby just happens to walk in at the end. Oh, look, Gabby's here in court. Perfect.
Well, that's horrible for Bree, good for Gabby.
Right, and we'll get to that. Okay. But at the same time, timing is horrible for Lynette and Tom of course walks up to the porch to see this happening.
Yeah, it's bad timing.
That was really, I mean, I feel so connected to these characters. I guess maybe it's the product of watching for 8 seasons, but I guess tonight was really the time when I realized that this show it's over next week and that's it.
But I have to say on this Lynette and Tom thing though, while the wheels are turning.
Go for it.
Is Lynette gonna end up telling him that the reason he was moving to Mumbai was because of him? Because then I think he would be pissed. We didn't even get that.
Good question.
So I don't know.
Kaori, what do you think?
I don't know if that's necessary at this point. They have another problem that's more present, you know?
But was it necessary for him to see her getting her dress taken off? No, but they do it to us anyway because they want to mess with us.
But hold on, though. Lynette has a history of doing this, and Tom knows she's like that. Tom even acknowledges she's a handful. Remember when she invited him over and said, oh, the power's out. I don't know what to do. And there were candles everywhere, and it was very romantic. And then, of course, when Tom's arm caught on fire, she immediately stood up and turned on the light. And he was like, what? You manipulated me? So I feel like if the writers took us down that road again, not only is that deja vu, but we're running out of time. There's 2 hours left of this show. And I kind of think that the dramatic scene with him and his boss where he socked his boss in the face, I kind of feel like that took the drama to a new place where we've already moved past the time where
What were
we
you
can
saying,
have
though, about he's not going to get fired because lawsuit?
Okay, again, like in TV land, his boss.
I love TV Land.
I love it too, as long as it makes sense.
I want to live in it.
Listen, you're a film major, right?
Yeah,
At US.
well,
minor.
Acting major.
Acting major. Okay, very smart girl. This Foxy Roxy is, and you learn that one of the basics. I mean, when I was at UCLA and I took TFT theater, film, television school classes, we always learned that it doesn't matter if it wouldn't necessarily take place in real life, as long as it is realistic in the reality of the show or the world.
The world you've created.
The world you've created.
You have to hold true to that world.
However, the world that Desperate Housewives has created, I feel, truly does mirror real life in so many ways. And for me, that's why so oftentimes I jump in and say, you know what, that wouldn't really happen in real life. Because Tom's boss was sitting there openly calling his ex-wife a bitch. I don't know how you lived with her for 23 years.
Right.
She's a psycho.
Well, that's
why
an
HR nightmare.
The characters on the show are supposed to mirror characters in real life, people in real life. It's not everybody in the lane is filthy rich and we can't relate to them. They're untouchable. These are housewives. People get divorced. People have really bad past, skeletons in their closet. So like you're saying, they try to make it as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
But when you throw something like this in there, it's like you're using realistic people in unrealistic scenarios, and I'm calling your BS.
And that was my problem with this scene, because I thought, how many workplaces, I mean, this probably happens all the time because people break the HR rules, but to have your boss openly call your ex-wife a bitch and say, how did you live with that psycho for 23 years?
I would have punched him sooner.
I would have punched him too, which is why, and then he punches him and he's like, you're fired? I don't think that happens in real life.
You think about the way the boss manipulated Tom for his doing, like possibly moving him to Mumbai.
Totally.
And, making him work weekends just to please Lynette. He's also, breaking a lot of rules that if Tom knew about, that he can straight up fire his boss.
And Lynette could come out and testify against all those things.
That's true.
Who knows?
But you two liked this character, right? You liked the guy?
A little bit.
I thought the character was really interesting, but...
Oh, I thought he was a carbon copy of like a douchey college frat guy.
Exactly why I kind of liked him.
But it was good. It was good to see a character like that on Desperate Housewives.
You know what?
He was kind of comical in a way.
I'm glad to have him gone. I hope he is gone. I don't want him in any way, shape, or form to be in our 8 seasons wrap-up finale.
I know.
Why he would get a place in there.
Deserve it.
I don't think he will be.
That being said, I kind of got what the appeal, the sexy appeal there was.
See,
really?
Oh, see, I did not get the sexy.
Wow.
I have a
at
problem,
all.
guys. I have a problem. I have total asshole syndrome. Love the assholes.
Well, you got to untrain that super fast.
I know.
Oh, I think everyone has an asshole thing, but he was more on the douchey side too.
Douchey,
Totally.
asshole, what's the difference?
They're totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Douchey can be, I mean, for me, I think, because the guy was so smooth and like, yo, you want me to, send Tom off to Mumbai? No problem. Yo, I know how you can repay me. Let me touch your arm. I mean, ew, that's douchey.
It was like he had a popped collar or something.
Yeah, like he thinks he's all that, and I'm good with the ladies. No, I don't think you're very good with the ladies.
That being said, I understand why he was pissed at Lynette. She totally screwed him.
Yes, true. And in the, for the sake of time, they had to wrap him up quickly. And he stood up and he was screaming, "This is unbelievable!" And he's shaking his finger in her face.
But he had this weird, acting. I mean, if you're watching on iTunes, which, by the way, can I plug it right now?
Go for it.
iTunes, guys, we need you to go to iTunes, 5-star us, comment. Love the iTunes ratings. YouTube, you can also reach us.
Please.
We love the comments, so we can get back to this.
And the best thing is it only takes a second. It doesn't cost you a dime. We love you even more. And while you are clicking around iTunes, why not visit AfterBuzzTV.com? And if you want to buy anything on Amazon, click on the Amazon link. That also does not cost you another dime. If you're buying something from Amazon, you pay the same price you would as if you followed the link through AfterBuzz.
But we get some of the money.
Yeah, we do, which helps us keep the lights on.
And by we, again, I don't mean us hosts, I mean the lights.
No, we still take the bus to work.
True that. And when it breaks down, we run.
Yes, I ride my bicycle. Oh, and as long as we're talking about the bikes, in June, my boyfriend and I are riding our bikes from San Francisco to LA. It's 545 miles.
Wow.
It's a 7-day bike ride. Last year, over 2,000 of us did this, and we raised over $13 million to fight HIV and AIDS. It's fantastic.
$13 million.
It's the largest fundraiser for
Holy
AIDS
crap.
in the entire world. And if you choose to visit DerrickandMatt.com, you'll be redirected. That's just an easy link so you can remember it. DerrickandMatt.com redirects you to our fundraising page. Totally legit, registered, tax-deductible 501c3 organization. Your tax deduction is fully tax. Your donation is fully tax deductible. That's what I'm saying. So please take a moment and, try to get what you can.
Great cause.
Okay, back
Should
to
we
the
add
show.
any more plugs to
Any
our
more
list,
plugs? I think we're out of time for plugs. Let's get back to the drama that is just Desperate Housewives. The Tom and Lynette thing, I am so glad to finally see this go someplace, because they are, as we've said before, kind of the one last hope. I mean, Renee and Ben, it's no surprise that we're going to see their wedding in next week's series finale. But for Tom and Lynette, I so want to see them get back together. And actually, there is a bit of a spoiler that I have. If you've been, you read too, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, we have to wait. We have to wait.
I'll have to wait, and I won't give it away. I'm just saying, if you've been following the Housewives gossip, a lot of these
Of course
actors,
we have.
Oh, my goodness.
The actors give their
my
interviews
God,
to all
so
kinds
juicy.
of entertainment publications, and so they kind of talk about the season finale, the series finale. Read it if you have. I mean, just look around, go to TV Guide. Roxy, I know you recommended that I read a TV Guide article this week, which was awesome.
I'm going to read it now.
Only
Go for
because I walked into Grammy's house and she came sprinting down the stairs faster than I've ever seen Grammy. Did you read TV Guide? Did you read TV Guide?
She means grandma, not Grammy as in the award. Just to clarify. Continue.
Yeah, it's Grammy, as in my Grammy. And it was juicy. She was reading out loud to me. We were sitting on the couch, eating some banana bread and popcorn and going over everything that was going on. So we will talk about it in our news and gossip.
Okay, fantastic. Now, let's jump over. I mean, for me, one of the other big oh my gosh moments was not just Lynette and Tom, but the Bree storyline. And I know Kaori was saying a few things when we screen the show, we all kind of talk under our breath. We try not to say too much because we save it for being live on the air. But I know that you were reacting, Kaori, to some of the things that were going on with Bree in the courtroom.
Right.
What was your big, it seemed like the courtroom drama played out really rapid fire at the beginning. It's like, oh, wow, maybe they're going to wrap this up this episode. And then it took some
wishful
ugly.
thinking.
It was that suicide note. I
Oh
felt
my
really
gosh.
bad.
Exactly.
Because I don't know how she's going to get her way out of it without putting Gabby, throwing her under the bus.
But do you think
then again,
I don't think Bree would do that. I mean, I feel like Bree has committed to not throwing anyone else under the bus. And if she was going to do that, I think she would have done it a long time ago, right?
I don't know why Gabby's not fessing up though.
That's
seriously.
what I think is going to happen. I
hope
think
so.
I don't think Bree's going to have the heart to throw anybody under the bus, especially after this whole scarf shenanigan thing where Gabby comes to the court at the perfect moment, like we were saying before. But I do think one of the girls is not going to let her take the fall.
I mean, it might be coming to that because
Or Carlos. Actually, I think it's going to be Carlos.
Well, last episode, Carlos and Gabby had that little bitter about, I don't like the person you're becoming, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then we didn't see Carlos
At all this
tonight
episode.
whatsoever.
But you know what? When there was that moment when Gabby was in the kitchen, and we've said many times that the writers on this show, I think, give some of the best lines to Gabby. She has been hilarious this season.
Yeah,
They've also really pigeonholed her as being so selfish. So we've always known that she's selfish, but I feel like every single episode, at least the past 5 or 6 episodes, we've been hit over the head with that. And tonight we certainly were. Go for it.
Of all the things that I didn't like, I really loved the episode overall, but being nitpicky, the little things I didn't like about this episode, her with Juanita and the other girl whose name we always forget because she's not as important.
Oh, gosh.
I wrote it down somewhere. I'll find it in a...
Are you going to say the line when she's like, "Don't make me come in there"? I was like, are you kidding me? That's all they could come up with? There's a crash in the other room and the girls are fighting.
And that's Juanita, and that's
that's
Gabby's
the
big
vehicle.
realization. Come on.
Wait, I actually wrote down the quote. After the girls break something, and the one Juanita blamed it on the other no-name girl or whatever.
No name girl, younger child.
Come on, I know I wrote this down.
And she said,
Celia.
you don't,
Celia.
Celia, you don't let someone else take the blame. Don't you see how bad this... and then Gabby has this epiphany. She seems to have this epiphany. Yet, when we see her in court, her line to Bree, I wrote down this quote too. Her line to Bree was, "I can't thank you enough for what you're doing.
That
Sacrificing
made me
your
so
life
mad.
for this. You're a better person than I am." I was like, Gabby, you're the one missing the point. You're the one, don't thank Bree for doing this. Come to court and say, "Bree, I can't let you do this."
This pissed me off. This really pissed me off. And I wrote it down enough, so I was freaking out, and I was looking at you guys, and I was like, I can't tell if they're just trying to save it for the show, if this isn't pissing them off as much as it's pissing me off.
I was so mad.
Yeah, I was upset.
And it kind of made me hate Gabby. If she's willing to let her friend go to jail for this, then that's a bummer. And you know what? I think they're all idiots in the first place for not just saying, yeah, my husband whacked him over the head with a candlestick. It was self-defense.
Yeah, but they would have had to say that 8 months ago. Now,
Well, I know, but why
Sketchy
didn't
McSketch
why
does.
didn't they do that 8 months ago?
I don't know. You
And
should
the
have called
family
them.
who was
Why
being
didn't you call
molested,
them?
that girl, that amazing actress who you love so much.
Marissa was her name on the show.
Yeah, she was
We
so
actually saw
good.
her at the gifting suites. What was the actress's name? I'll think of it.
You'll see her on the big screen
She's
soon,
amazing.
I'm sure.
Yes. Oh my God, she was incredible.
Anyway, I found myself really not liking Gabby, and these folks, these writers, have a lot to do pronto to make me like Gabby again.
I mean, all she did was come to court with a nice scarf that defines Bree, and that was it. She
Yeah.
needs
I
something
don't
better
want
than
to.
that.
I don't
Totally.
want to end the 8 years not liking Gabby.
no, neither
Please
do I.
don't do that to me.
Neither do I.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I have faith in the writers.
Her and
think it is
Carlos.
either.
Somehow, her and Carlos are gonna pull through.
I think, well, you know, interestingly, Gabby's character, obviously, she's played by Eva Longoria. Love her. She's amazing. Great in real life.
Eva Long what? Who?
Eva Longoria.
Who is that?
I was like,
Is
am
she famous or something?
I know I'm like mumbling my words tonight, but thank you for, yes, Eva Longoria. She is a philanthropist. She's a superstar. She's a businesswoman, entrepreneur. I love it. She was quoted in TV Guide as saying that this is not one of those shows. Apparently, Eva Longoria is still pissed about the Lost ending.
I know. I read that.
What?
And it made me love her even more because I'm still pissed about the Lost ending because it really was frustrating and you don't know what happens. What is the island? What is that place? They don't really tell
Oh,
you.
Marissa, do we have any Valium in the studio?
When she
Roxy's
read-
having a
and
meltdown.
what was the other one she was pissed about? The ending of
Sopranos.
Sopranos, which is another one for me that I was like, yeah, that was really frustrating for me too as a viewer, as a super fan. I feel you.
Hey.
And she's a super fan, and I know.
If you want to
her
know
pain.
the true ending to Sopranos, you got to start watching Nurse Jackie, by the way,
Roxy,
because thank you, Marissa. All the support we can get for Roxy here. Anyway, what I was saying is Nurse Jackie, there was a bit of hinting about the way Sopranos truly ended, but that's another topic for another show. And it's...
I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
So why don't you take a moment to just breathe, sip some water. I hope that's a clean cup. The Eva Longoria quote, though, saying that Lost ended poorly and Sopranos she was still irked about, she did say that she truly feels... Okay, finish the story, Roxy.
She does. She feels that this isn't going to be one of those. And Mark Cherry concurred, saying that there is no major drama.
Is it hot in here?
Oh no.
He said, we've seen a lot of things happen on the lane. We've seen hurricanes and bad endings and murders and all this stuff. And this isn't going to be one of those endings where it ends in a dramatic event. Instead, it's going to be...
one of the writers proposed that they wipe out Wisteria
Lane
Lane from the
completely.
ending.
I was like, screw you,
I was
right?
reading that like, who
gosh.
the F is suggesting that they wipe out Wisteria Lane?
Such a cop-out move.
Horrible.
But he says that's not what they're going to do, and that we will all absolutely be very pleased with the ending. As opposed to, if you go back to Sopranos and Lost, where everybody was like, we don't really know how you're going to feel. We did our best. So I have faith. I have faith.
One more week.
I swear, these shows, though, sometimes the anticipation is so great. Remember when Sopranos ended, and I know we'll get back to Housewives in a minute. This is related, I promise. So many times, these shows, reality or scripted, will shoot multiple endings.
I know.
So that the actors, the cast and crew, they don't even know what's going on. It's only the edit, and even editors might not know because they might cut those
And they can't
versions.
even, if you are an actor, you can't even read the scenes that other people are in. You're only given the scenes you're in for that
Oh
script.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, one thing I loved about the
Gossip
fact
Girl does that.
the behind the scenes. Oh gosh, you are a true super fan, Roxy. True super fan. And by the way, Roxy has a final tomorrow at
Two.
school.
Does,
Two
two.
finals. The first one is at 8 a.m. So wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in, please think of Roxy because she puts in some late nights here at AfterBuzz, and clearly
totally
we've
slap
made her
happy.
crazy. Oh gosh, good luck with those finals.
But something, what was I going to say? The other thing about the ending was, oh my God, we were totally right here at AfterBuzz. We predicted, and we are right. They are going to do a flash forward. They said that
They
the
said
flash, that they're going to do a flash forward, and that the flash forward won't be something where you're like, are they going to do a Sex and the City movie? No, the flash forward will be that is the end, and you know it. That is the end of all possible endings.
What about a Desperate Housewives? I mean, when you said Sex and the City, when that series ended, people wanted more, and then they did the feature. What if they did a feature?
We're not doing a feature
How do you know?
because he said so.
It doesn't matter.
They might change that.
No, a studio comes and says, we're going to give you this much money to do a feature, then you do it.
Stick to your guns.
You know what? We
And
should
take the money.
I know we've already jumped into predictions, but I would like to request an exception from the traditional AfterBuzz format.
Okay.
This is unusual. We have a highly acclaimed, money-making, I mean, hasn't Desperate Housewives grossed over $1 billion worldwide since the beginning season? So I think it's fair that we spend these last, couple episodes talking about predictions, especially this one, because next week, no predictions, no can do.
I feel like we're preparing for a funeral.
Closing deal.
Does anyone else feel that way? We are preparing for a funeral because him saying this is the last that we're going to see of them is making me cry at night.
Well, we're preparing for a
I'm
wedding,
a little crazy
Roxy.
during the day.
There's a wedding.
No,
Gosh, we better not be preparing for a funeral. Quickly, before we talk back about, get back into storylines, I love behind the scenes stuff. And one of the things that I love about reading about some of the stuff that's gone on behind the scenes here in these final tapings of the show is that the dynamics of the women, I mean, they are Vanessa Williams, and Roxy, you might have read about this. I don't know if Kaori, you saw this, that Vanessa Williams was at her daughter's swim meet in Pasadena, and the final script came through on her BlackBerry, and she was like, and I put on my glasses, and I looked on my BlackBerry, and I sat there and I read the whole script because I just couldn't wait.
Every single woman had a story like that.
Right, Marcia Cross had just put her twins to bed. She had the script emailed. She sat up and read it. So I love hearing these tidbits, and it disappoints me when I hear stories about the fact that Susan Delfino, played by Terry Hatcher, she has actually physically distanced herself. And I've got to admit a bit of ignorance here. I was not aware that there was some issue a couple years ago, and everyone is being so tight-lipped about it.
Exactly.
Terry Hatcher won't speak. Mark Cherry won't speak about it. But apparently on break, like in between shooting scenes, Terry Hatcher just pieces out. She does her own thing.
Really?
Part of the thing that they're talking about, and this has been going on for so long, is because during season 5, she was getting written off the show.
Right.
They actually wrote an episode. They wrote her off.
Right,
but then she wasn't, and instead, Nicolette Sheridan was written off the show.
Right, but this didn't come out until the Nicolette Sheridan trial, correct?
Right, where
it didn't come out publicly anyway.
Exactly, and I actually really appreciate the fact that Terry Hatcher doesn't frequently speak about this. She doesn't want to taint anybody else's view on any of the other actors or on Mark Cherry or anybody else writing.
Yeah,
so I think that's very respectable, but I wonder what's going on that none of the other actresses want to hang out with her.
It is really weird, especially because looking at some of these, we talked about Eva Longoria's Twitter page last week, and she was posting these photos with Marcia Cross and Felicity Huffman and sitting on the set, and they're all embracing. And Terry Hatcher wasn't in any of those photos, and coincidentally, she was speaking. I guess ABC had booked her to speak at a gig in Vegas, so she wasn't even in town. And I've got to say,
she wasn't even at the final read.
I know the final table read. Yeah. I know, and that stuff. That does not happen accidentally.
Of course
that doesn't happen accidentally. So something went on, but Terry Hatcher is being totally tight-lipped about it. By the way, I saw her at the Hollywood Cemetery. We do this great thing in LA, Hollywood Cemetery. You can go and watch movies during the summer. Every Saturday night, the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, they screen awesome movies from the 50s, like Woody Allen films, Stephen King movies, these great movies. And you can take blankets and cheese and wine and grapes and a picnic or a homemade chocolate chip cookies like I like to bring.
Vodka?
Anything you want, totally. And you sit on the grass in the cemetery. It's a
now
grassy
I'm
area.
Of things to bring.
You're not sitting on people's graves, but they project the movie on the side of one of the mausoleums, and it is such a cool, peaceful, amazing experience.
That is really cool.
But Terry Hatcher was in line in front of me, holding her blanket and picnic basket with her friends. It was so cool, and I was thinking, I am such a huge fan. I've been at events where she's been there before, but I haven't been like doing red carpet interviews, and so I always feel weird about just running up and being that guy. But I really respect her so much. Each one of them. All I ask is lunch with one of them, just for an hour.
Dinner maybe.
My treat.
Ice cream.
I just wanted to say that Marcia Cross is a great actress too, because I watched Melrose Place religiously.
Yeah.
And to see her from being a mega bitch to this character, it's amazing.
See, I never watched Melrose Place, but I do know enough to know that they're radically different.
Yeah, the OG one.
Not the CW one. Yeah. What was her character like?
She blew up a hospital. She was crazy.
She was like a power character, like super
she was
bitch.
Kind of. She was insane.
Yeah,
stole a woman's husband, all that kind of stuff.
I remember when she first started. Oh, I ran into Marsha Cross actually at the Disney concert hall too.
Okay, can I hang out with you more
Sorry.
often?
I know.
This is annoying. It just sounds like I'm
Henny makes
bragging.
cookies.
No, I know my cookies
Name
are
drop,
delicious.
name drop.
That's what I'm doing. No, Marsha Cross. I remember when this series started. I remember people saying, "What's it like to be Bree and to be so perfect?" And she was like, "Are you kidding? This is exhausting. My hair is never this perfect. My cardigans are never this perfect. I don't wear business suits and skirts all the time and carry baskets."
Even your posture, the way you have to hold yourself.
Oh my gosh, it makes me want to sit up taller right
I know,
now.
right?
That's a tough character. But
Yeah.
how cool though. I mean, I think that must be the coolest part about.
That's what acting's all about.
Yeah.
You want to be able to portray other people's lives and play other roles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I love the tease for next week's 2-hour special series finale. Because we see Bree being, on one hand we see Renee and Ben and their wedding. On the other hand, we see Bree and it's like her handcuffs. They keep showing the handcuff shot and when she was hauled away from Renee's bachelorette party.
I know.
And you know what? They've got to pull through for her, right?
Please.
There's a little bit of foreshadowing though in this episode when we heard them, like every time she kept being like, "I'll be fine though," right? Or the other women are like, "She's gonna be fine though." We think it kind of seems to me like something big.
Here's the thing. If she had really killed the guy or there was foul play or there was something funky, then I think that they could leave a really unsettled, unfair, like, oh, you know what? You do the crime, you do the time type scenario. But
Right.
it would be so unjust
Right.
to see her character behind bars when she truly did not commit the crime.
That is another
She just,
lesson.
helped protect her friend.
She was an accessory, right?
She was an accessory.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for her. I'm sorry.
No, you're
for it.
good.
That she's always kind of caught in between like deaths, crime scene murders, and stuff like that. I
know,
She's
right?
always like somehow in that storyline.
Yeah.
Some people,
Yeah.
the drama just flocks to them. But the question is she an accessory to murder because she didn't help murder, or is that the same thing as covering it up?
I think when you're an accessory to a crime, so it's like if someone robs a bank and you drive the getaway car, you help them get away with a crime, right? You're not the one like loading the bullet into the gun, but you are helping them get away with a crime and not get caught. So I think that counts. I mean, I didn't go to law
Well,
school.
like in the very first episode of this final season, when they're burying the body in front of it, it was her decision. She suddenly kind of sat under like the ringleader. It was her decision, like, we're not going to tell anyone, and like.
But that's always her job. That's
She
always
is
her role.
very motherly. Exactly. She was the one stepping in saying, no, we're not telling anyone.
it was
We're
her.
doing this. And remember, over the grave, they all did this hand thing and
Right.
they made the pact. Oh, gosh. Susan is the character who I am least concerned about.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
we haven't really talked about Susan, and I don't really care.
Oh, you are so awful.
I don't understand why she was going to sell a house to live in an apartment.
Well, once again, in the article I read, thank God I read that article because I love my life knowing all these facts. No, we see that Mark Cherry says while one character prepares to leave the lane forever. So clearly she goes through with it.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Well, and that's maybe not so coincidental considering in real life, maybe she's not so welcome on the lane anymore. But, okay, did anyone find this a bit odd? We saw Susan, and I know this takes us back into Bree, but we are talking about Susan now. Did anyone think it was weird when Bree was on trial and they had the girls come in to sit on the witness stand? Did anyone have, like, parallel flashbacks to the Mark Cherry, Nicolette Sheridan case? Because these women were named as witnesses
Right.
and could have appeared on the stand.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Anyone think that was a little coincidental?
I think that this show we were talking about it mirroring life. I think a lot of it mirrors their life.
I think so too,
Yeah.
and I think there's all kinds of inside stuff that we're not even privy to.
Right.
But
and they sit there laughing, eating their popcorn, watching. Bree is like, Marsha Cross is like, yeah, I slept with 15 guys in 2 months. Like, that happened to me once. That's a story I told. Don't
that
tell my
really
kids.
happened. Did I ever tell you the story about how a couple months ago I was hanging out with a friend? My friend, well, I won't tell you his first name. Well, let's say his last name is Johnson. I shouldn't say his. He has a very unusual last name. It's not Johnson. But he was saying, oh yeah, my boyfriend's a writer on Desperate Housewives. Don't you remember last week's scene where Gabby goes to the restaurant and she's like reading all the business lingo, mumbo jumbo out of the menu, and then they take the menu away? Well, when they arrive, they're like, oh, reservation for Johnson? But it was my it was my friend's last name because his
Yeah.
boyfriend had written him into the show. Anyway, cute little things like that.
great.
None of us are aware of, but I think it's fun. Anyway, so back to Susan.
I love things like that.
I know, little inside jokes, even though
I want to be on the inside.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Out of all the things that we've
Not our
shared
best
tonight,
exclusive.
that was
that was our exclusive. Pretty good. Oh my gosh.
when I have no voice. My laugh is just silent.
That was a really interesting laugh there, Roxy. No, so Susan, at least concerned. Also, this was an odd moment for me too. Okay, a few episodes ago, you may not remember, Mike was brutally murdered on the front doorstep.
Easily forgettable.
Yeah, easily forgettable, right? She was standing there when Mike was shot to death, and his chest, I mean, the blood and the whole, I mean, that's pretty dramatic, right?
Squirted her
Yeah.
in the eyes just to wipe it off the face.
It was just a messy, bloody death, right? So let's hope people really don't experience that too often in real life, because that's horrendous. However, I can understand why Susan might not want to stay in that house. I feel like we never saw what happened to that mob dude. Why isn't this private investigator going after the mob guy? Because he just kind of disappeared, right?
Well,
He's
they-
still on the loose.
They didn't know. They said that he's been sent to jail. They made like a quick liner, like, "Oh, he's already been sent to jail." Yeah.
when?
The season
over my
right
head.
after.
Wow.
I'm not sorry. The episode right after.
Kaori, you are sharp because I missed that one. But in any case, whether the guy is locked up or not, do you think Susan would just put on a robe and casually wander out into the street at 11 p.m.?
Well, she's kind of the most obnoxious character, to say the least. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Listen, here at AfterBuzz, you do not have to apologize for your opinion.
sorry.
You just
Don't
have
be
to back it
sorry. Back it
No-
up.
no apology
You
necessary.
think she is the most obnoxious character?
I mean, I think she's pretty much had, the best life in terms of luck. She's
Okay.
had the man of her dreams. They went through hell and back together. She's had 2 wonderful kids. And she's always bitching and whining and complaining and always stressed out. And it's just like,
Oh no, she's spacey and she
She's
means
spacey,
well.
yeah.
She's
What
just
about
kind
Gabby's
of like
life?
she means well. Gabby, she is kind of a biatch. And like I said, like you said, Susan, she's spacey and she's like innocent. There's an innocence to her.
She's
but
innocent,
just,
but she's still smart enough to know that if her husband was murdered in the same neighbor, I don't know. Personally, I would not just put on my house coat and
Of
wander
course
out
not.
into the
Yeah.
street
Dangerous.
and go on a walk at 11 p.m.
Like how I'm telling you.
why would she do that? She always puts herself in these weird situations. It's annoying.
And again, timing being perfect in TV land. Oh, hey neighbor, you're out in your robe too. Oh, hey third neighbor, we're all out here in our robes. Yes, no.
That
Does
always
that happen?
to me every day. Mhm.
Maybe on
No.
Hysteria Lane.
Wait, but Kaori, as we're still getting to know you here as a host,
Yeah.
I have to know who of these women would be your best friend.
Yeah.
I think, it really varied from season to season. I did really like Susan in the very beginning. I thought she was cute and bubbly. But now I would maybe say Vanessa Williams' character.
Really?
Renee.
Yeah. She's kind of like feisty, but
She's
she's
totally-
strong, honest. I like Lynette too a lot.
See, I am Lynette, so,
So-
don't like her too
Every
much.
time you say that, I kind of see your face morph into hers a little bit.
You know what's funny is when Tom was talking about Lynette, like, oh, she's so controlling and she's this and
You
she's a
got
handful
offended?
and whatever.
You were offended.
I was like, I am not. I am not. And I had these flashbacks to my past relationships that didn't work out and people saying, oh, he's pushy and he's this and he's that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but I redesigned your ugly house and it looks great now. Ugh, whatever. My own personal issues. Susan, yes, she is a bit much at times, and
Yes.
she's spacey, and I think she can be. I don't know. I mean, there are times when I think, oh, that's not believable. That's borderline annoying.
That's what keeps happening to me.
But I get more annoyed when unrealistic stuff happens, like she goes wandering through the neighborhood in the middle of the night. But it's a great segue to Gabby because that's where they run into Gabby, and Gabby and Lynette have a little bit of a scuffle. And Gabby's like, "What? Why are you mad at me? What? I mean, Bree's in court tomorrow on trial. She did this favor for us. Why are you mad at me?" And Lynette says, "Because you can sleep.
Yeah.
You have no problem
Go
sleeping."
Lynette for that.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, if my best friend were on trial, I don't think I would sleep the night before,
Especially
especially
if you
I
had something
felt
to do with it.
guilty.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you would let your best friend be on trial for that situation.
You know what? I don't think so either. I would say my husband killed him with a candlestick.
But I thought you were Lynette, and Lynette is letting her be on trial, so.
Yeah, that's true. But again, Lynette is also making good on the pact that they all made because they did all promise that they were never going to tell. Never going to tell. That suicide note, by the way.
Yeah, that was.
We're done
Chilling.
with all the ladies, by the way. We're done talking about them. It's a free-for-all now. Going back to the suicide note. Can you
mean,
imagine,
yeah.
in your deepest, darkest... I mean, I know people, I have plenty of people in my life who have been suicidal or have talked about it or confided in me and told me stories. And I cannot personally imagine how awful that must be. It must be
read the letter out loud?
Or well, just to be in that place to begin with. But then to have a suicide note that you are reading publicly to a jury. Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, there's nothing that says unstable like a suicide letter. I mean, that doesn't mean I don't want anybody to take offense to that, but it's true. If you are suicidal, you are incredibly unstable, as Bree was, and it doesn't look great for her.
It doesn't look great, and it also makes the jury think that she is suicidal because she did something bad, like maybe kill someone. Right. She mentions a secret, exactly. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that the only hope for Bree getting away from this is that, you know, Carlos or Gabby is going to step up and say, hey.
Which is kind of why I think we have to do the fast forward. He says that the fast forward will not make any of the women look like they're Karen McCluskey, so it's not like that much of a fast forward.
Oh.
But it's a little bit of a fast forward. He says,
oh my gosh, I know it.
We still want to see all the ladies young and hot.
Wait a minute. So there's going to be a fast forward in next week's episode, and Lynette is going to be played by Betty White.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what is the silence about? I hope our caller is not going to be silent, and I am glad to announce that we have a caller. And who are you? Tell us.
Hi.
Hi, Susie.
Susie.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you know, just like we love the Housewives, we love Susie. It's like coming home. Thank you. Nice to hear your familiar voice.
I've been listening, and I'm so anxious to talk about it.
Okay, spill the beans. What's on your mind?
Like, oh my God, I don't even know where to begin. Well, first, like you were saying, I hope it doesn't end like Lost, because I don't want to be confused at the end.
Susie,
so
you
right
and me
after
both.
that, I'll say that.
I think it's safe to say that it will not. It'll be a better ending than Lost, for sure.
I don't even know. Well, I just want to, okay, well, I guess the thing that's been bugging me the most is about Bree, like the trial or whatever. Okay, so the jury, or the jury people think that she slept with him and then killed him.
Yes.
Is that what you guys got from it? Like that's what they were saying throughout the episode, that they think since she was like being a slut for a period of time and like hooking up with random guys at bars, they think she hooked up with him and then killed him.
Can I make a really awful comment?
I think we're going to make the same comment.
Disgusting, gross comment.
Go ahead.
But I'm going to say it way more disgustingly. Like, wouldn't they be able to find her, like, vagina juice on his penis?
Okay.
Drop the pen.
Okay. That is not the disgusting comment I was going to say. Oh, Susie, I apologize to you and
Susie,
to all
don't hate
of
me.
our listeners.
I couldn't figure out a nicer way to say it.
Vagina juice on his penis.
Well, it's true.
Roxy.
But my thing with it is that Bree was sleeping around like way after he was killed, right? Bree and the other three women, they didn't get into that big fight until like a few months after he was killed. And so I don't get. But and then during the trial, they were asking about the dinner party too. They were asking, like, do you think Bree had time to go kill him during the dinner party? So,
and you know
what was it?
Can I interject and make a very superficial? This is the comment that I thought Roxy was going to say by gross and disgusting. I thought by gross and disgusting you meant superficial and shallow. I think that way sometimes. I don't know why. No, all they would have to do to prove her innocence, if that is truly the prosecution's biggest point of evidence, she must have been sleeping with him and then they had sex. How about getting pictures of all the guys Bree has been sleeping with? Listen, they weren't all supermodels, but they weren't anything like Ramon. What's his face? It was like she was sleeping with this guy, and then what's his name? I don't think so, dude.
I think the vagina juice would check up more in court.
Ay, Dios mío. Oh my goodness.
Dios mío.
Okay, Susie, what else do you think? Can you give us another comment, and then we got to grab a quick commercial break. But let us know what you think about Gabby and her approach to Bree at the end, where she's saying, "Thank you so much for doing this. You're a better person than I am." I mean, how gross.
Yeah, like when Juanita and Celia were fighting, and then she was lecturing them or whatever, and she had that huge. It made it seem like a huge realization, like, oh my God, I'm like an awful person. Like, she was so guilty. And then she goes and tells Bree, like, thank you. Like, I thought, yeah, like you guys, I thought it was going to be like some huge, like, oh, I'm going to tell Carlos to like, confess or blah, blah, blah. Like, I would feel so guilty.
And she just misses the whole thing.
But what about that look on Bree's face when they were hugging? What kind of face was that? Was that like, I am going to betray you and save myself, right?
That was such an amazing acting job because we don't know where that was going.
I see. But what I got most, the emotion that stood out the most for me on Bree's face was, are you kidding? Are you kidding? This is what you're saying to me, Gabby? Hey, Susie, can you hold on just for a minute? Let's get in a quick commercial break, and then we want to chat with you just for a quick couple minutes after the break. How about that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Oh my, during the break we were talking about the vagina juice again because I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. Just like Lynette and all the ladies on Wisteria Lane. There is a way to describe, I think, the question you were asking, and it's, could there not have been DNA evidence at the scene, linked?
You heard me all night tonight. Something's a little off. Come on.
It's the finals. I blame the finals. Anyway, as long as we still have Susie. Susie, can we keep you around for another question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
I even though I too have a final this week and a paper due, but whatever.
Susie, I feel you.
Young lady, you are up a little too late. If you have aren't you on the East Coast somewhere?
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. right now, but I don't care.
Again, I feel ya.
Good luck with your final. Oh, sending good energy your way. Okay, so this is the other very, very important question I have for everybody, because I know there are other viewers who share this opinion. They must. Porter's, Burger Barn, joint, whatever outfits.
Oh my God.
Come on. Has anyone ever been to a burger joint
I
where
want
they
that bow tie.
With a clown's head.
Yes.
I want it.
It reminded me of the hot dog on a stick ladies in the mall who would pump the lemonade, in those little sticks.
What are you talking about?
You don't know hot dog on a stick?
You don't know hot
Susie, do you know hot dog on a stick?
What?
Oh, you East Coast girls, you don't even know. I can't believe this.
Susie, what the hell are they talking about?
We gotta take you one day.
No.
Okay, so the hot dog on a stick was, I think
Now
it's
I want a
still
hot
around. It was this place where you could go and you could get a corn dog, like a corn dog a hot dog dipped in batter.
Where is this going?
The Freudian slip comes out.
Vaginas and dicks, it's all coming out tonight. My gosh.
Hot dog dipped in batter.
A hot dog dipped in batter is a corn dog. And hot dog on a stick, they wore these striped, like red, blue, white striped sleeveless things with beanies on their heads. And then the girls would make lemonade. They also deep fried cheese sticks. And the girls who worked there would make lemonade in these big buckets. And they would be like, like this in the mall, making the lemonade. Some pervy rich dude came up with this restaurant chain. I'm serious. It was just, it was like this. And you'd walk by in the mall and they'd be like, hey, you want some lemonade? Hey. This is hot dog on a stick. I swear, there's some YouTube videos. There's got to be.
They still have the original one on Venice Beach. So if you want to see it, go for it.
I believe
Susie, when you fly out here, we're going.
Susie, listen.
Oh my God.
I thank you for calling in, Susie. We're gonna let you go study for your final. You were the best. And to all of our viewers and listeners,
Thank
comments
you
like
so
this.
much.
And you know what?
I'm excited for it to happen next week, to see Catherine Mayfair and the flash forward and everything. I'm so excited.
I cannot wait. My Sunday night is blocked out.
Lynette and Tom forever. Lynette and Tom forever.
L&T forever. Well, we probably shouldn't do that. These kind of look like gang signs.
Thank you so much, guys.
Okay,
I will
Susie.
Talk to you next
Good luck with your
week during
vinyl.
the series finale.
Thank you. Take it easy. And you know what? We've got about like 5 minutes left in our show. If anyone shares my hot dog on a stick parallel, tonight when I saw Porter Scavo wearing that ridiculous bow tie and suspenders, I was like, people, this is not that realistic. It was even more unrealistic than the hot dog on a stick girls, whom I have not seen in years. So
I can't believe I didn't know what that was.
We'll be, when the show ends tonight, before we leave the studio, Roxy, I will introduce you. And Kaori, you can introduce us as well. Listen, I know we said we've totally broken from our traditional format, which is a little schizophrenic anyway, usually. But because tonight was the last regular episode, thanks for letting us jump around. And I know we kind of had like one giant predictions.
My last Desperate Housewives in studio.
I know, Roxy, that's right. This is a wrap for you on Desperate Housewives AfterBuzz.
And we've only been doing this for 2 years. I can't imagine if I'd been doing it for 8 years what a wrap is like. I'm like gonna start crying.
I know. And you know
what?
I
will call in.
Yes, please do next week. Kaori and I will be in the studio for the 2-hour special.
Looking forward to you.
And I'll be having FOMO, fear of missing out.
Oh no, FOMO is former Mormon from Salt Lake City. I'm the FOMO in the room. Seriously, we're gonna have this acronym debate later. And you know, just so all of our viewers and people who tune in every week, not only do we so appreciate the fact that you are doing this, but what happens behind the scenes for us is during the week, a lot of times we will work our contacts and we'll try to get people. We had Scott, the casting director, on the show from Housewives. I've put word out to some of the writers. I know our friend Maria, who created AfterBuzz, she knows Vanessa Williams, and Vanessa adores Maria. We've tried to get Vanessa on the show. So just so you know, we're always trying, we've been trying to book some of these people, and as you can imagine, their schedules are nuts. So
yeah, it's more successfully bookable on other shows because sometimes, reality shows, people starting out wanting to get there.
Right.
These women are crazy busy.
Well, at least now I know I can find Vanessa Williams at the local swimming pool in Pasadena. So the next time, if this ABC series goes that she's booked for, we'll try to get her on that show sometime next year.
Yep.
So, all right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out for us this week. For Kaori Takee,
thank you.
Roxy Striar, Marissa in the booth. For all of you out there, and I'm Derrick Shore, thank you so much for tuning in. And even though Roxy won't be here next week, the rest of us will be here for the 2-hour season and series finale of Desperate Housewives on ABC. See you next week. Thanks, guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. Hot dog on a
Views expressed
stick.
herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.